back to the Latino Slant. Make sure you are subscribed and to our newsletter on the latinoslant.com. Pues vamos.
Marvel ex-chairman Ike Perlmutter reportedly sold his entire Disney stake for nearly $3 billion after unsuccessful board fight. This happened today, correct?
If I read the article correctly, it's been happening over a period of several weeks. It's been announced today for some reason. It's probably culminated or finished today or finished by today. But the timing of the announcement is very interesting, considering the last week has been quite chaotic at Disney. On Monday of last week, it was announced. I don't know how much earlier it happened, but it was announced that Disney was massively hacked by external hackers, and that all these Slack channels, massive, something a terabyte of data, I don't know how much, a huge amount of data was stolen, and it was real enough that that it was really concerning, like private communications, etc. At the time, I posted on my Patreon because I got contacted by my source inside of Disney, Sparrow, saying that it was much worse than was publicly announced. That essentially heads were rolling at Disney IT because it was probably the biggest breach of security they've ever had. Perhaps greater than the Sony email breach that happened some years ago that toppled Amy Pascal, who was the co-chairman of the studio, one of the most powerful women in Hollywood, one of the most powerful people in Hollywood, and she was out within a few weeks because she had so many embarrassing emails of her making fun of Angelina Jolie and stuff like that, that was released, made her look bad and burned her relationships with people and talent. And so she was done. And so my source was like, no, this is bigger. And the essential implication is that what's been announced, it's just Slack information, which can be damaging. People's just like on WhatsApp, people say a lot of stupid things, right? On Slack, people say a lot of stupid things that can be recorded, right? And so that could, in and of itself, get damaging. But my understanding is it's actually bigger than that, but they haven't revealed the extent of it because it would cause too much panic, right, of the information that's gotten out. But it was enough that my source gave this prediction. It was like on Tuesday or of last week. Monday was when the announcement. Tuesday I heard from Sparrow, and they said, I predict that this is going to cause heads to roll on the executive level at the highest levels. And within 5 months, we will see massive resignations. It wasn't even 5 months. Within less than 5 days, I believe her name is Safra Katz, one of the board members of Disney, resigned unexpectedly with no real good explanation, just came out of nowhere. So my intuition was, and that was like Thursday or Friday of last week, my intuition was, this is all part of that because everything, the timing, why would this board member was alerted to how bad it really was and the kind of communications that were potentially violated could be released. Maybe they're being held hostage right now. Maybe some of this information has been released. People are going through it, but maybe some of this stuff hasn't come out yet and is being blackmail information. So then on Monday, then what now? A few days after that, today, Tuesday, we hear that Ike Perlmutter, who was the ex-chairman of Marvel, who had supported the proxy fight to remove Iger, sold all of his stock. For $3 billion, I believe he made $1 billion profit off of it. I don't believe in coincidences. I think that he may very well have been selling for some time, but the announcement is what's critical. The announcement, why is it being announced? It was the Wall Street Journal, I believe, put it out there. Why is it being announced now? My instinct is that it is because the media is preparing investors and the audience and the general public for big changes at Disney. So the narrative is increasing, right? One board member resigns, one of the biggest shareholders sells billions of dollars worth of stock, and you're getting it out. It suggests that something really bad is coming. Maybe it's something that maybe Bob Iger can't survive. I don't know, but it feels like this is not normal.
Okay, so it's multi-layered. It's been happening. Last week you got the news in regards to emails, and you speculated that it's going to be heads are going to roll next few months, and it's been maybe the next day or two. You had I forgot her name and I forgot her position, but she resigned as well.
Yeah, that's why I said the Disney. Her name was Katz, right? Disney is Saffron Katz, and it was one of the board members. And they're not replacing her; they're just reducing the size of the board, which says something to me, because they don't want anybody else in that inner circle to whatever she found. Maria, you'd like to raise your hand.
No, I'm stretching.
Very cat-like, very feline.
In the article, as Marvel chairman, Perlmutter famously fought Marvel Studios chief Feige for over making Black Panther and Captain Marvel on the belief that movies with Black or women lead characters would not be commercially successful until Iger intervened to overrule Perlmutter. Kamran, these guys have duked it out over the years.
Yeah.
So this is some ugly stuff.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but again, it's not for me the issue of, like, some people in chat are like, well, this guy's burned out. He failed to remove Iger and he's moving on, and that may very well be 100% the story. But just for me, I'm always about timing, and I've said this on my Patreon: nothing in Hollywood is a coincidence. So if only 2 days after a major board member resigns for no rational explanation, right? Because being a board member of Disney is a big deal. You get money, you get prestige, it's power. Why would you just walk away for spend time with your family? It doesn't make any sense, right? And so and then 2 days later, this is announced, even if it's been building for some time. It just strikes me that there's a perfect storm brewing, and that there's going to be a lot of unexpected stuff happening at Disney now. We're going to get more and more surprise news articles in the days to come. That's my belief.
Okay.